John, how we doing, brother?
Good. How's it going?
Good, man. Blessed, bro.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, good to see you again, man. How
Yeah,
have things
good.
been?
Pretty good, staying busy, but good.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, shoot, hey, man. So, what I want to accomplish out of this call is kind of just talk to me about your journey, man. Before you met Lofa, and then after you got with Lofa, applied the stuff that he basically was sharing with you, and then, man, what can we do to take you to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Because I know last time you said, "Hey, I'm not done yet. There's more work to go," and that's what I want to help you formulate here on this recording, and we'll do it in
Yeah.
real time, bro. Like we'll put a playbook together, right? So with that, man, let me turn it over to you. All right.
Yeah, I think I was at a point in my life probably oh, I was in a point in my life where I was just not working out or anything like that and just eating whatever I wanted. Um I think I felt just I could finally feel my knees were hurting and stuff like that. My body was just uncomfortable. And I tried all these different like diets and changes and everything like that, but nothing really worked, and I didn't take it really seriously. Um, and then so fast forward, I think I just took a look at myself in the mirror, and then I was like, I got to make some type of change. And then I met Lofa probably over a year ago, and then I was just talking to him just about life and everything like that, and saying, that I really do want to make a change, just for overall health and wellness. Um, and he just laid it out there with me and was pretty serious and was like, how serious are you? And I was like, oh yeah, really serious. So I made some dietary changes for sure and then started getting in the gym. Um, and so this was probably January, so January 25. Um, and probably at my heaviest, I was like at 240 at that time when I met Lofa. And then slowly but surely, we're fast forward to October. I'm like at 193 right now. Um, I got I got injured so I had to take like it was really terrible. I had to take 3 months in between just recently in the gym. Um, but now I'm back in it. But I'd like to get down. I still am not happy where I'm at. I still would like to get down to like 170, but like with muscle. So, I went to the gym this morning and I'm slowly getting back into the gym again. And then so I've incorporated a couple of things that, he's taught me with um intermittent fasting. So that's a big one that I'm doing right now. Cardio and then the weightlifting as well.
Nice. Hey, John, how tall are you, bro?
Sorry, 6 foot.
6 foot. And by the way, man, that's fantastic, man. So 240 to 193. Is that what you said?
I'm 193 right now, yeah.
Wow. And
193.8, but yeah, I'm
okay.
193, yeah.
And what do you think was like there is no silver bullet? Um, like what things did you combine? You're like, hey, these things I'm applying, it's working, and you kept being
The intermittent
consistent.
fasting worked for sure.
Yeah.
It has been. And then um trying to get my protein in. So within that, I try to get I'm probably still not getting enough, but at least 120, 130 grams of protein a day.
Yeah.
And then I drink a lot of water. I cut out alcohol almost completely, maybe once a month or something like that now. Um, where I probably was having it. That was another thing. I was probably having it like every weekend,
Yeah.
recreationally, but like, and it was just like seltzers or something, one or two a weekend, but that stuff also adds up. So the combination of that, but I think at this point now, like, I mean, I'm happy again. I definitely want to keep dropping just because I know what I want to have like an athletic look. But now, and I was building towards that um until I got like injured, which I'm fully healed now. But so now it's like I'm back in the gym, having to basically rebuild the progress, at least from the weightlifting that I was at before. Um, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm definitely obviously committed. I ride 4 times a day. We have a Peloton in the crib. So I do my cardio there, and then I just go to the gym I don't do any cardio in the gym since I have it at my house.
Mhm.
I do weightlifting at the gym.
Gotcha, man. How often are you hitting the gym, dude?
Right now, before I was going four times a week.
Hmm.
Right now it's three, but I'd like to increase it back to four. I'm just trying to like slowly increase everything. I don't just
Yeah.
want to like, ramp everything up and then injure myself again, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
Um, and I think I'm gonna get there, but at least 4 times. I'd like to do 4 and 4, like with the cardio and that, or four with the weightlifting and then three um cardio.
Gotcha, man. So, okay, you're again summarize 6 foot, start at 240. You're down what you said 193. 193 or
Yeah,
198?
183 right now.
193.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see. Man, do you have an idea of like what your body fat percentage is? I can't see you, so I can't even like get a
Yeah,
you
actually I
know?
do. It's at 26.2.
Okay, 26.2. Okay.
26.28.
Yeah. Man, do you know what the optimal range should be?
Below 25 at
So
least.
it's even lower than that, man. It's actually between, if you want optimal health, performance, optimal hormonal production, optimal sleep, optimal like blood markers, I always
Mhm.
recommend like 12% is like my average, right? And what as you start getting closer to like 10%, that's when like more aesthetics and cuts and all that stuff start showing. But 12% is like where I really like to take clients like safely, sustainably. And
Mhm.
10% is it's a next gear that you got to kick in, right?
Mhm.
But the thing too though is my question for you from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like the highest, how healthy do you want to be?
I mean, yeah, I'd say 10 for
10.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you say 10, I'm going to give you some level 10 strategies. Like what are all the strategies to get you to a 10, right? And
Mhm.
at a 10, it's almost like kind of applying a lot of strategies at once. Extremely so, right? Um, for example, if you ask me the same question, I'm going to be at a 10, even a 12, right? I
Right.
want to feel my best. And
Right.
with feeling your best, everything is always a byproduct. Aesthetics is a byproduct, performance is a byproduct, better sleep is a byproduct, better libido, better mood, better
Right.
energy, right? As a byproduct. So um level 10 is there's a lot you got to throw at it, man, to stay at a 10, right? So
Yeah.
you're already doing fasting really consistently. And tell me more about that though. I want to hear like what kind of fasting are you doing? Are you mixing it up? And then, like what's your typical day look like?
Yeah. So I do the 18/6
Mhm.
from 12 and I start at 12. And so 12 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And then so um obviously before 12 I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing like black coffee.
Okay. Straight black coffee. Yeah. No sugar,
Yeah,
no cream.
no creamer or anything like that.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
And then at 12 I'll mix it up like usually it's something like chicken. Um and then I throw like a high protein yogurt in there.
Hmm.
Has like 20 grams. Um I get to probably 2 or 3 o'clock. I'll do like two hard-boiled eggs with like a protein bar. And then I get home usually around like 4:30, and then at 4:30 is I have like what I would say like probably my meat, what I would consider a meal. So it would be like chicken with some vegetables.
Hmm.
Again, it's some variation of chicken, or maybe like really lean, like the um 93.7 beef, like ground
Hmm.
beef or something like that.
Okay.
Um and I stop at 6, and I do the same. I do the same thing Monday through Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay. 18:06. I'm sorry. So you're breaking breakfast at 12 p.m. typically?
Yeah, 12 p.m.
You go
Yeah,
to 6? Okay. Nice. And is that pretty consistent, or do you have days that are kind of fluctuating?
it's pretty consistent for the most part. Like for my job, because I
Mhm.
work for UW.
Mhm.
There are some times where um I might not be able to fast or something. So like but it's very rare. Like I would say maybe once a month or something like that. But for the most part, pretty consistent.
Nice, man. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, how long have you been at that 193? Like, because I know
Well,
you
I
got
wait.
injured, right? You got injured and
Yeah,
you
I
started
weighed
the progress.
myself. So even when I did, I still was like I wasn't lifting with the stuff with my doctor,
Yeah.
just like to be safe. But I still was like doing what I could do, so like walking,
Right.
all that kind of stuff, and I kept dropping. So in September I was like 2 204, and now I'm at 193. So I was dropping in, but
Yeah.
I've been dropping since then. Yeah.
Yeah. So September to now, that is still solid, man. 204,
Yeah.
193. Yeah. 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 Solid. Um, let me see. Hey, John, real quick, man. Has anyone ever spoke to you about like, hey, if this is your goal, here's your game plan on how your progress should be every week, and then even to the point where it's more prescriptive, like, hey, here's your calorie targets, your macro targets. Like, how deep have you gotten into this?
Yeah, no
Like,
one is.
even on the
Yeah,
scientific side, right?
yeah, no.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
great, man. We're like I said, we're gonna level you up to the next, right?
Mhm.
Um, okay, so far so good, right? You don't feel like how do you feel like you're at right now at this 193, especially now that you're gonna get back into weightlifting?
Yeah, I mean, my knees don't hurt anymore. I
Mhm.
feel, I had a huge gut. I don't have that anymore. So like, I could feel myself getting better, but to your point, again, I have like a look that I really want to get to. I think, I don't know. I was doing the math. I think if I was I don't want to get below 170. If I was like 6 foot 170,
Yeah.
I'd have to do the math on what the um,
So check this out. I'm gonna do the math for you real time.
yeah, what it would be. I think it's roughly around.
So basically, look, man, if you're at 26 right now, optimal is 12 that we're aiming for. We need about a 14% recomp, meaning that could be a combination of gaining muscle, losing body fat, or just losing body fat, maintaining muscle. It's a
Mhm.
27-pound weight loss basically of body fat, right?
Yeah,
In the process, you might lose more weight because more water weight could come off, more excess proteins, excess skin could come off. But the body fat portion is about 27 pounds to get to the optimal. So that takes you about what? 193 minus 27, 166, bro. And
okay.
what I always like to tell people, man, don't get too like fixated on the weight. Let
Yeah,
let your let how you feel dictate first, right? Let's lead with how you feel, your performance, your hormones optimizing, your sleep improving. Let's start with that from the
yeah,
inside, and then whatever the weight is, it is. You know what I mean?
right.
There's a lot of folks that they're just so fixated in the weight, and then sometimes you don't see the right number, and it kind of throws you off your game, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of one mindset shift I always like to recommend to people is, hey, that's one factor out of several factors that we got to keep in mind, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you're pretty close. You said 170, right? One
Yeah.
166 is super close.
Okay,
And
that'd be great. Okay.
like I said, depending on your genetics, man, you might be a genetic freak and gain a ton of muscle during the
Yeah.
process, you know? Um, and we're all different. So a lot of this is very experimental,
Hmm.
and it's more of a guide and a navigation system for us. And we'll see how we do as we drive, right?
Right.
Um, okay, so as far as fasting, man, how does the 18 feel? Pretty comfortable? Do you feel like it's pushing it
Yeah.
too hard?
I at first I've been doing it for so long that yeah, and
Mhm.
I'm not just like I don't it doesn't affect me anymore
Okay.
really as far as
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask you this, John. What's the longest you've ever gone without eating? How far have you pushed it before?
Right now it's been just the
18?
18. I haven't done
Yeah.
anything else besides that.
Okay. Let me see. And how's everything looking? So when you look in the mirror, like is you're like, hey, everything looks it's starting to look good, or is there some excess skin anywhere or
I think it's looking good. I mean,
great.
like I said, I'd like to tighten up. I'd like to
Yeah.
just get like, what I would say abs. I don't have that right now, but
Mhm.
like I used to have a huge gut. Like I don't have that. I'm sending you a picture now via text, but um, and like my
Mhm.
chest, I'd like to tighten that up. Um, but yeah, I just texted you. You can
Nice,
see
man.
what's probably current. That's the most current. That's current.
Hey, this is leaner than last time you sent me.
Yeah.
Kudos,
So that
man.
was yeah, so probably one I
Yeah.
sent you before
Yeah.
was I was probably in the twos, even though
Yeah.
it's four or something, but
Yeah.
um
Man, do you mind if I nerd out on you real quick?
yeah,
Okay. So I love the 18 hours, right?
yeah.
18 hours, 18 to 20 is kind of a magic fasting number. And starting at 18, your body goes into this state called autophagy, right? Auto meaning self, phage means to eat in Greek.
Yeah.
So your body gets into like the self-eating, self-healing, self-recycling mode, right? And that starts
Hmm.
at 18. So if you've been stopping at 18, but you're like, hey, I think I could push it a few more hours, right? You get more of those benefits from autophagy. Okay. So there's multiple ways to get autophagy. Hitting the 18 to 72-hour mark without eating. 72 hours sounds crazy, but man, I do that maybe once a quarter, a couple times
Okay.
a year, once a quarter, right? Just to really reset, recycle everything. And when you go through autophagy, it's cellular reparation, recycling at the cellular level, and even your mitochondria. Mitochondria is like the battery for every cell, right? And your body goes through mitophagy, meaning even your mitochondria gets recycled. So that people are like, "Yo, you're 44, like you look like you're in your 30s." I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And that's because of the autophagy I'm getting from these longer fasts, and we get autophagy from exercise as well. So when you combine those two strategies, man, especially when you exercise while you're fasting, that's like it double compounds the effect of autophagy. And by the time you eat, and especially if you're breaking your fast with like protein, it increases mTOR, meaning like muscle building.
Hmm.
mTOR is mammalian target of rapamycin, another geeky term for basically like stopping the fat loss and building your body, right? So that's why like if as we know that, right, with autophagy, mitophagy, it kind of incentivizes you to push it a few times a week. See what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
get that cellular reparation, because excess tissue, excess cells can come in the form of maybe loose skin, maybe some like people get like bumps in their elbows. What do you call it? Like bone spurs and stuff like that. And also excess proteins, like even around our like our organs, you know what I mean? Like even visceral fat. So it's always good to recycle yourself at that cellular level. And that
Yeah.
again, that starts at 18 to like the 20-hour window. So knowing that, man, try to push it a few times a week to like 18 hours, 20 hours, maybe like a 23 hour where you're only eating one meal that day. right?
Okay.
And the
I
fact
guess
that like 18 is comfortable for you, man, I don't see a problem with you increasing it a few more hours a couple of times a week.
yeah. My question to that though would be
Yeah.
like, then if I did, not that it would be a problem,
Yeah.
but then how do you get the like your protein in, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So here's the thing with that, man. If our goal is to recomp our body, right? Meaning there's a lot of body fat that we still got to tap into. The protein can be at zero point 0.4 grams just to maintain your muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
So zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.8, you can maintain your muscle mass. Again, depending on your genetics, how hard you're training, because even your training helps you maintain your muscle mass, right?
Hmm.
And if you look at also like your macronutrient profile, macronutrients being protein, fat, carbohydrates, depending on how you mix it up, that's muscle sparing as well, right? So how you spare muscle is eating a lot of carbohydrates, moderate protein, and some fats, like having a good combination. So some days, bro, like I only have maybe 80 grams of protein.
Okay.
But dude, like I have no problem with retaining muscle mass. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like my muscle mass is there because I could see it. I
Yeah.
could feel it at the gym because my strength is on point and my energy is always turned up. So and my sleep is good. So as long as like those markers, anecdotally, I can just I'm doing good. I don't need all that protein, right?
Hmm.
And then I can shift those calories instead of protein. I can shift them to getting more fat, like really good fat, saturated fats, right? Monounsaturated, saturated, like a good mix. And carbohydrates. I love me some carbohydrates, bro. Like that's what gives me fuel for my workouts. It gives me like recoverability, and it just I feel great having carbohydrates in my system. And especially most of my carbohydrate sources are from fruit. So people are like, "Hey, what about the sugar content in fruit?" Well, it's simple sugar in fruit, so that means it's hitting your bloodstream right away. So it's giving you the instant fuel, right? Um, but yeah, that's why like I've been experimenting with myself and how I respond to these different calories, macronutrient profiles. And that's one thing I'm going to challenge you on now is start like being observant of that, right? Do you have you ever tracked like your calories, macros before?
No.
No? Okay. So I recommend downloading an app called MyFitnessPal. And why FitnessPal is it integrates into like my fitness app so I can actually see what your diary looks like.
Okay.
Because you might be like, hey, Flex, I think I'm stalled, or Flex, I'm losing way too fast, bro. Like, how do we slow it down? Because a bad sign of going too fast could be feeling fatigued, not having the right energy, not having the right strength in the gym, or even like man, I'm looking kind of scrawny. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's such thing as losing too fast, but if you're happy with the progress and all those markers are positive, man, let's keep pedal to the metal and not really mess with anything, right?
Yeah. I do. I think I'm losing. I'd like to lose a pound like a week probably. That's
Yeah.
like healthy. Right now it's like point 0.4, so it's slowing down a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think as I pick up the workouts and stuff, it will.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean that's really important to me because
Yeah.
I'm happy at where I'm at, but I'm not happy. It's not exactly where I want to be right now.
For sure. For sure. I mean, so okay, let's unpack that real quick, right? What is your ideal state? Like what's gonna make you happy, John? You know what I mean? Like content
Yeah, I'd
John.
love to be a lot more muscular right now. I
Okay.
mean, um, and I think just um, definitely flatter. You can see in the picture, but I'd like to be just like,
Get some more pop, right?
yeah,
Yep. Some more definition. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So here's what I recommend, man. Let's break down your calories, number one, and then let's break down your macronutrients. So caloric intake, right? Thermo thermogenesis, energy in, energy out. That's going to dictate whether we maintain our weight, lose our weight, or gain weight, right?
Mhm.
Our macronutrient profile, that's what dictates our body composition. So if you're like, hey, my goal is to put on muscle mass, keep muscle mass as I lose body fat, then that means we really got to focus on our protein intake and then balancing. It's going to be an experiment with looking at our carbohydrates and our fats, right? So it's like, how do we gain muscle? We gain muscle through um, muscle stimulation, right? And progressive overload, and then protein intake. So we got to focus on how do we perform better in the gym so we can progress on our weights, right? And get the right stimulus as much as possible. But also, two, be able to recover so we can train every body part 10 to 20 sets per week, right? I don't know if you've ever gone to like that kind of prescription, but we're gonna get there, bro. Like this is us now
Yeah.
applying science to this because you know what I mean. You can only get so far with just going through the motions,
Yeah.
especially if you really want the aesthetics with the performance balanced out, right?
Right.
So here's what I recommend, man. If your goal is 193, I like to multiply that by 12 as like kind of a baseline caloric deficit, right?
Or wait, my goal would be now 166.
My bad, 166. 166 times 12. Let's just say around 2000, okay?
Okay.
But I still feel like that's too aggressive.
Okay.
And here's what's fantastic about tracking all of your data, John. So in the community in the school app, I've been tracking my daily caloric and macronutrient intake every day consistently. I've been posting it in the group, and I've never been able to eat this much food and get down to this low body fat percentage, right? Even when I was bodybuilding, at the peak of my bodybuilding career, I was only intaking maybe 2,000 to 2,500 calories. Bro, I've been averaging 3,300 calories per day.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
imagine how good I feel now versus when I was bodybuilding. I was like a zombie, dude. No energy.
Right.
I could barely sit up because I think I was into an extreme caloric deficit and my hormones were out of balance, right? Because I wasn't fasting. When I was bodybuilding, I was not fasting. I was eating 5 to 8 small meals and snacks per day.
Hmm.
And my A1C levels were unhealthy. They were pre-diabetic.
Hmm.
My blood sugar levels were over 120.
Hmm.
Can you believe that shit? But yet
Yeah.
I had the aesthetics, right? So right now I don't really care about aesthetics only. I love the balance. Aesthetics, performance, libido is very critical.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, okay. So let's just say let's not even be that aggressive, bro. Let's just go let's say 2,500, right? Just as a
Yeah.
baseline, okay? And here's what we're gonna have to look at. Um, if you're at 2,500, because I don't know if you've ever tracked before. Like it's like we don't know your baseline right now, correct?
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just say 2,500 as a number, but for the next week, man, I just want you to start tracking what your normal intake would be and not even thinking about 20. Let's strike 2,500 off right now. I just want you to start tracking for a week, right? So we can set a baseline. Because the more data we have, man, now we can be like, okay, I was intaking 2,500 and my weight stayed the same, right? I kept my workouts the same, my cardio was the same. So if 2,500 was the caloric intake average and your weight stayed the same, that means that's your baseline, right? So in order to lose that 1 pound a week, we have to get into a deficit, meaning we have to intake less than what we burn, right? Um, the science says if you it takes about 3,500 calories burnt in a deficit per week to lose 1 pound of body fat. So if you average that out, it's what 500 calories per day, right?
Yeah.
But if you're working out and doing cardio, that's too aggressive. You'll lose probably 3 pounds a week.
Yeah.
And in the process, you might lose muscle mass, right? So a lot of the next few weeks, John, is going to be very experimental.
Yeah.
And as tedious as it sounds, man, it's just good to have that data. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a geek, so I love me some data, and I don't mind the tedious tracking and weighing. And also, too, a lot of my foods are very similar every day, so it's like it's just something I've just institutionalized as part of my daily regimen, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, download my Fitness Pal, and then I'll what's your email address, John?
It's Langston, so my last name Langston,
Yeah,
and then John John
yep,
741 at Gmail.
okay, cool. I'll send you a link to my app. Um,
Okay.
the app is cool because you can track weekly progress photos. I'll put like daily habits of like some of the non-negotiables that we'll get into, and then we can sync it to my fitness pal, so I can actually see like your average caloric intake for the day and where your macronutrients are falling. And
Okay.
also too, you can kind of see like what are your budgets for the day, right? Once we start setting that, okay, after maybe like a week or 3 weeks max of tracking, right?
Yeah.
Because with that, now you with that data, man, you have control of, okay, if I know my data, I know when to kick it in, meaning I know when to lose body fat or weight, so I can just set my caloric intake. Or if I want to gain, now I just got to be in a maintenance or a surplus if you want to gain, right? Because I don't take anabolic steroids, so like um some guys that are enhanced, right? Enhanced athletes, they can lose
Right.
a lot of body fat and gain muscle mass at the same time. Tough,
Right.
tough for us like non-enhanced human beings.
Right.
Right? So shoot, man, can is that fair? Can you commit to like start tracking for the next,
Yeah.
say, next 2 weeks, and we'll check back in again? All right.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Okay. So have you ever tracked before? Let me start there. Like, have you ever weighed things and stuff like that?
No.
Okay. So here's a few let me give you some guidelines in there. Because some people like don't, if you've never done it before, and I'm trying to think back to when I first started tracking. I'm like, how do I measure my meat, right? So
Mhm.
there's two ways to go about it. On my Fitness Pal, it's gonna say like ground beef cooked or ground beef raw, right? Because if, let's say, you start with 8 ounces of raw ground beef, once you cook it down, it turns to maybe 5.5 ounces because all the water, if especially if you're draining the oil, comes out, right? So pay attention as you're tracking. It might say like raw or cooked. Just pick the whatever the respective thing for you. Same thing with chicken breasts, everything else, unless you're already buying something that was pre-prepared, like
Mhm.
you're buying a cooked steak or whatever. And then you're just what's cool about my Fitness Pal is you can search for the brand, and then you just got to look at the servings and all that stuff. And as you measure it, so do you have a food scale at home? That's like a
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So pay attention to like the ounces or the grams, and then just match that with whatever serving sizes are on the label.
Okay.
In my Fitness Pal too, it's like a huge library of every food possible. Every food, most of the brands are in there, so it's just an easy search within my Fitness Pal.
Okay.
Let's see, and then I would measure anything that has calories, right? The things that I don't measure, like you don't need to measure broccoli, cauliflower, greens. That's they hardly have any calories. No need, right?
Right.
But things that are going to have like a lot of caloric load, those are what you want to track on my Fitness Pal. And I see you're drinking a beverage. Is that water, tea, coffee? And you
It's
don't really,
water.
okay, you don't really drink like sodas,
That
juices.
and when I was heavy, yes.
Okay.
When I was 240, yes, but I
Yeah,
don't. No,
that's
this is
great,
water.
man. That's great. And then shoot, like a couple other things too, like hidden calories, right? How do you cook? So sometimes somebody will fry something in oil, butter, and dude, those calories rack up quick. Like one tablespoon of olive oil is 170 calories,
Yeah.
17 grams of fat, right? So, and a lot of people are just dousing, like they'll make a salad. Hey, I made a salad. What'd you put in your salad? What's your salad dressing? Three three tablespoons of olive oil, some vinegar, and whatever. And I'm like, man, that 3 tablespoons of olive oil, that's three times 170, three times 17 grams of fat. And no
Yeah.
wonder they're like, I'm not losing any weight, but I'm eating healthy, right? So
Right.
start being like very meticulous of ingredients, the way that you prepare foods, etc. Because every calories rack up, especially when it comes to like cooking oils and fats, right?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, man. I know like we're breaking down some fundamental stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to calories, like, do you know the caloric density of protein, fats, carbohydrates?
No.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. So again, calories are broken down into these, man. So carbohydrates, it's actually four for every gram of carbohydrate, It's 4 calories per gram. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then if you look at protein, it's also 4 calories per gram. And how do we know this? Like scientists took these through like a caloric measure. Basically, they put heat to protein and carbs, and however many like calories it took or the temperature it raised, they say, hey, that temperature equates to 4 calories, like the energy units to burn that material, carbohydrate, protein, and then fats takes the most caloric density. It's actually 9 calories per gram. So sometimes people will like eat like junk food, for example, and they think, oh, this is bad because it's loaded with carbs. Man, it's actually loaded more with more fats than carbs sometimes, right? And if you look at that, bro, you multiply 9 times every gram. That's how calories really start racking up, right? So yeah, that's just kind of a quick breakdown right there. And then as far as like food choices go, where are you at in that journey? So are you mostly whole foods now and have cut out like a lot of processed foods?
Yeah,
What's that look
like
like?
I said, I usually am like chicken, beef.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've made a lot of like conscious choices with that, and
Yeah.
I try to stay as healthy as possible.
Okay.
Um, and like I said, I don't crave um any like sodas or anything like that.
That's good, man.
I don't. So, I think for me, it's just like been trying to like dial it down as far as like what I do, and then I don't cook in like any butters or
Yeah.
anything like that. It's pretty, it's pretty
Pretty plain.
simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. That's good, man. That's good.
Hmm.
Um, what I mean, did you start off like sticking to whole foods at first, or was there some kind of transition period that you went through?
I honestly I can't remember.
Yeah. Because some people just turn the switch on, like, hey man, I'm cutting out all this processed and junk food, and then I'm just gonna go to cold turkey, right?
Yeah, I feel like maybe that might be right. I think when I told Lofa that I was going to make the change, I
Yeah.
I probably cut it. That probably sounds about right
Yeah.
because once I started cutting that out, I started seeing like the change.
That's great, man.
Um,
Because
so yeah,
some people it takes them a while to eliminate processed foods.
right.
Um, so yeah, no, that's kudos to you. Because so what I always recommend to people, because a lot of people will be watching this, right?
Hmm.
Before you even start like fasting or a calorie restricted diet, man, start with eliminating processed foods because those are the most like addictive foods. Do you know why they're so addictive? Like the ultra processed foods.
I think is it because it you just crave more?
So okay, so think about what they're putting in these processed foods, right? Think about a like a cracker. Um,
Yeah,
like how do you bind that cracker or that cookie or biscuit, right?
yeah,
Look what you're doing, man. Number one, you're mixing all these things, right? Just to bind something, you need some kind of fat, right? To mold it together and keep it together. That's
yeah.
number one. But even before that, you have to pulverize like flour, corn, whatever, right? And that's how
Mhm.
you kind of form the base. You see what I'm saying? So number one, once you pulverize like flour, it's almost sugar, basically, because you've taken out all the good nutrients, all the fiber, and it becomes like this highly palatable substance, right? So then you combine like this flour with oil, and then how do you make it sweet? Dead sugar.
Mhm.
And food companies, do they care about what kind of sugar they're putting? No, they want to put the cheapest kind of sugar, right? To increase profit margins. Okay. And then to make the shelf life last longer, so it sits on the shelf long, they have to put some kind of preservative chemical so it doesn't oxidize, right? So imagine how many different substances they're putting inside of this ultra processed thing. I'm not even going to call it a food. It's a thing,
Yeah.
product, right? And each one of these things are already addictive on their own. Sugar's addictive. These oils make you addicted to it, these preservatives. And then to make it taste good and confuse your taste buds, sometimes they're putting things like MSG, monosodium glutamate, to make it taste better and trick your brain, even though it tastes probably like shit, right?
Hmm.
So now it's like that's why a lot of people can't put down like a bag of chips sometimes. I mean,
Right.
shit, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Even protein bars, right? I know you mentioned protein bars earlier.
Yeah.
At one point, I was addicted to protein bars, man. I would eat the whole damn box of protein bars.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't I do it to try to, and probably, as I'd love to hear probably what I can try to, because my job entails, I mean, I get up,
Yeah.
but I try to get stuff where obviously I used to eat out like junk food.
Yeah.
And so it's not like that. I have it to just meet the protein goal
Okay.
for me. So
Yep. See,
like built,
even on that, bro, I had to change my mindset on that because at
yeah,
first I was like, hey, I gotta hit my protein. So then that meant like me eating beef jerky,
right.
meant me eating protein bars. But dude, those are ultra processed foods, right? It's
I got
probably
it.
doing more harm than good for our body.
Okay.
I'd rather just have you swap like a protein bar for an apple, two apples.
Okay.
Like that's going to give you more vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and the apple is huge, right? It's going to fill up your stomach, and with the fiber, it's going to signal to your brain, to your from to your gut, to your brain that you're full, right?
Okay.
So yeah, man, even like get that whole like I got to hit my protein target, so thus I got to get these like protein bars.
Yeah.
That's doing more harm than good, man. To be honest with you,
Okay.
right? What else would you say like, hey, here's my supplements that I'm taking to meet my protein?
Just like food, or you're talking about like vitamins or
Yeah, I mean anything, man. Vitamins, supplements, protein
yeah, I mean, I do
bars.
multivitamins. I just do like a regular multivitamin,
Yeah.
like a day. I don't I was on creatine. I don't do any creatine or anything
Yeah.
like that. Um, and really, like I said, I don't know, it'd be nice. I was for a while, but then the company went out of business, I guess. But that was nice. I was using a company to because just I was so busy for like food to
Meal
get my
prep.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were good, so I would, but I mean, it, like I said, I usually just do the same thing over and over again. It's just like more like chicken, some type of protein yogurt, um, eggs,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, water, you
Yeah.
know.
Dude, let's unpack that now next.
Yeah.
Gonna blow your mind. How well do you do with dairy? Let's start with dairy. Like, do you
Yeah, I'm
notice
fine.
any? Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how well do you do with like certain meats? Do you feel like certain meats do you respond differently to them or
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
okay. Okay. So here's the thing, man. I'm gonna get into like hormones and stuff like that now, right?
Hmm.
So and let me even back up a little bit more. When's the last time you got like your blood drawn and got your metabolic markers checked, all that stuff?
God, about probably 3 months ago.
3 months ago. And how did
Yeah.
everything look, man? Like cholesterol, A1C, blood sugar.
I would have to look back at it. I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to look back.
And did your doctor like say, hey, here's some areas that we got to improve or
Yeah, so right now I have high blood pressure. I think that was like from the way I think with how heavy I was before.
yeah.
Um so I need to go get tested again to see,
Mhm.
I think like as I continue to get healthier, hopefully I can get off of the medicine that I'm on for that. So
Okay.
um but I know it was definitely tied, and my doctor said, to the weight that I was at
Yeah.
before for sure.
Yep. Yep. Now, I mean, you're definitely on the right track. Like we will get rid of those medications, man. That's our
Yeah.
mindset, you know?
Yeah.
And all it is, bro, you just got to continue with the fat loss, continue with the cardio, the exercise, the fasting. It's just a matter of time, right?
Right.
Because what happens is, I mean, the standard American diet, standard American bodies, like are high blood pressure, high cholesterol, either diabetic or pre-diabetic, et cetera, et cetera. And a
Hmm.
lot of those are due to like our insulin levels, our blood sugar levels being just not optimal, right?
Hmm.
Before you were fasting, man, like how many meals were you eating per day, would you say?
Oh gosh, I probably was eating. I was definitely doing at least three, then probably a couple snacks,
Mhm.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Yeah.
then snacks in between, and it would be like candy bars. Um, but now I'm basically down to like two, lunch and
Mm.
dinner.
That's perfect, man.
Breakfast, what breakfast, or however you want to call it, like
Yeah.
breakfast at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically down to two.
Because th think about like how many years you've been doing that, right?
Hmm.
And it's like right now your body's still going through the reversal of that. I'll just say the damage that's been done for all those years. And
Hmm.
I'm glad you are down to the 2 to 3 meals because what I want to show is like this chart right here. Okay. So have you heard of insulin? Like people take
Yeah.
insulin shots have like diabetes, right? Do you know why they take insulin though?
It's usually to help with that's what I was thinking, like diabetes.
Yeah. So okay, so diabetes just means your body is resistant to insulin, right?
Yeah.
What insulin is for is when you eat food, your blood sugar goes up and insulin gets produced to bring your blood sugar back down. So if somebody has chronic high blood sugar levels, that means they have chronic high insulin levels, right? And if your insulin levels are always elevated, then your cells become resistant to that insulin, and that's how we start um, storing body fat versus burning body fat, right? And with that
Mhm.
process, man, look at this. You feel tired, you feel hungry, we get high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all that stuff is because a lot of folks become insulin resistant. And insulin resistance comes from frequency of eating, the types of foods that we're eating as well, and then like managing our stress, managing our sleep, which ultimately comes down back to nutrition, right? So I could spend hours on this for us to really get it, but the kudos to you because the fact that your eating windows have shortened, that means you're not doing this all day, right? You eat, your
Right.
blood sugar goes up, your insulin goes up. So now you're training your body to where your insulin level isn't always high. When you're not
Right.
eating, your insulin level is low, right? And when
Okay.
our insulin levels are low, that means we're burning body fat and we're not tired because our blood sugars aren't going out of whack, right? So that's number one. And then your food choices are also helping with that as well. So that's what like when you know that why you're like, oh shit. Now that I know that, I'm going to continue doing that, right? Because those are just the right patterns to apply. So no, man, that's like I said, you're on the right track. A lot of this is a matter of time.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
great.
if you want to speed up the fat loss, here's a couple things I'm going to recommend. So right now you're doing cardio 4 days a week, correct?
Yeah.
So man, like what do you think about this? Up your cardio every day. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it should be a non-negotiable. If you want to shed as much body fat as possible, do cardio. But I didn't ask you this earlier. What kind of cardio are you doing? Is it aerobic cardio or anaerobic cardio? So aerobic or anaerobic, the difference is are you doing like slow, steady state, or are you doing like high intensity huffing and puffing type of cardio?
Yeah, high intensity. Yeah, so it's like I'm on the bike. So
Mhm.
and there's classes on there for the
Yeah.
Peloton. So, I'm
Okay.
getting up and down. So it's good. I'm definitely getting a sweat for sure.
Okay. So here's I don't know if you know this, but depending if you're doing anaerobic or aerobic cardio, and I'll just make it super simple, right? Now get to the
Yeah.
science. If you're doing cardio where you're like huffing and puffing, that means your body's like requiring all this oxygen, right? And the thing is like you need oxygen and you need carbohydrates to fuel like that exercise where you're huffing and puffing.
Right.
And but it's like if you think about that, if our goal is to burn body fat, why are we doing cardio that's burning carbohydrates or sugar, right? So
Right.
what we want to do, man, is mix up both paradigms of cardio. So you also got to throw in cardio where you're burning body fat, where you're not huffing and puffing. Okay.
Okay.
Because when you're not huffing and puffing, guess what energy source you're tapping into? Body fat. So like even walking or on the Peloton, do like a smooth ride, man, where
Okay.
it's not too slow, where find a pace where like it's kind of uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
you're not huffing and puffing. That
Okay.
means you're in the fat burning zone. So I would add that like 3, 4 sessions of that per week combined with the high intensity. Bro,
Okay.
you should see more body fat come off, right?
So are you thinking like 5 times a week, I think,
I
or
would say every day, man. Like
okay.
throw in those steady rides and call it as a it's called low intensity steady state cardio.
Yeah.
That's your fat burning type of cardio right there.
Okay.
And man, if people ask me like, hey, how much cardio do you do? I do cardio every day, but I probably only do one high intensity session a week. That's it.
Okay.
All my other cardio, it's either walking on the Stairmaster, on the incline,
Yeah.
treadmill, or on the bike, but at a very smooth pace, right?
Okay.
But I don't get to a zone where I'm huffing and puffing because then I know I'm not in the fat burning mode anymore.
Okay.
And especially, John, like if you're doing cardio fasted first thing in the morning,
Okay.
that's when you don't want to be doing hit. That's when you want to be doing the low intensity steady state cardio to burn the body,
Okay.
right? And also too, what's great about low intensity cardio, walking, stuff like that, is it lowers your blood sugar, it lowers your cortisol, and that's how we get more into fat burning mode, and it lowers your insulin level. So it's just a science of it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then weight training, man, like 4 days a week is adequate, 3 to 4 days is adequate. Just make sure that you're stimulating every muscle part. And if you want to start adding more size to, I would start paying attention to how many sets you're doing per body part, especially big body parts, our legs, our back, our chest, our shoulders.
Yeah.
You should be getting at least 10 working sets each big body part per week.
Okay.
And if you want more definition, more tone, I'd up it to 15 sets per week, even 20. So
Okay.
that's when like you want to start working those muscle parts maybe twice a week to break up all that volume because those are like longer workouts, you know?
Yeah.
So let's say if you're aiming for 20 working sets per week, and let's say you hit chest and back, right? Twice a week, then now your workout is only 10 working sets per workout. Or you could just have a longer session. So it depends week to week, you know. But shoot, man, hopefully this is helping, bro. Like,
Yeah. No, this has been super helpful for
yeah,
sure.
dude, there's so much stuff we're gonna cover. I'm gonna be doing a lot more YouTube videos and
Yeah.
like get deep into a lot of this stuff because I could spend hours with you, bro, on this. I mean, this is 2.5 decades of information, working with thousands of clients, experimenting on myself, and that's the data that I'm providing back to the community.
Yeah. The biggest thing now that I know I could lose the weight is like I want to put, that like muscle on. And
Yeah.
so um
Let's see here. So
so that's really what I want to focus on too, for sure.
so check this out, man. I'd say 1 gram per pound of goal weight, which equates to let's just say let's up it 180 grams of protein per day, right? That
Hmm.
should be one of the first macronutrients you start paying attention to. Man, am I getting enough protein, right? Because the more muscle mass you carry, um the more calories your body's going to burn even when you're not exercising, right? So because protein is very it burns a lot of calories just to maintain your protein, okay? And the act of eating protein even consumes calories as well. So there's a lot of back and forth in that, but for now, let's just say, hey man, how much protein are you getting in? Okay. And then the thing is with your fat intake for optimal like hormonal production and stuff like that, like 70 is almost like your 50 to 70. Like I don't like getting below 50. Let's just go 70 grams. And then I just want to see what your carbohydrate intake looks like as well in the next couple of weeks as you track, right? And then the next time we link up, man, I'm gonna calculate everything to see like how did you fit in your budget, you know?
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple, man. The more data that we have, the more tweaks we can make, and we kind of pivot as we go.
Yeah. So you think the foods that I'm doing right now is fine or
I mean, it's fine. But if you want to be level 10,
yeah.
um, I'm level 10. So level 10 for me means I'm mostly vegetarian, fruitarian.
Yeah.
I get in a lot of omega-3 fatty acids instead of six.
Yeah.
Um, I take my supplement stack is different than everybody else's supplement stack. So um, yeah, I'll show you what my level 10 playbook looks like. You can be like, what the hell? I've never heard of that kind of stuff before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll get you there, man. I don't want to bombard you with where I'm at because it's
Yeah.
you're gonna
Totally.
have to have your own journey as we get to there.
Yeah.
But always reach out to like Flex, give me your level 10 playbook now, and I'll try to apply as much as possible out of the get-go, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm just gonna give you a few of the strategies I apply here in the next couple of minutes. So fasting, non-negotiable. Fasted cardio, non-negotiable every day. Bro, I do maybe 80 minutes a day of cardio.
Okay.
That's how I maintain like a 8, 9% body fat year round,
Yeah.
right? Protein, like 150 grams for me, 120 to 150. And then I don't really care where my fats or my carbohydrates land. Um, and then I don't eat meat. Like I said, I'm fruitarian, vegetarian. I hardly cook. Like most of my food is raw, right?
Mm.
So that means I'm eating a lot of fruit, greens, seeds, barely any nuts. I do a lot of sea vegetation type of supplements,
Mhm.
and I take a multivitamin, and bro, that's pretty much it right there. Oh, I also take barley grass powder in my smoothies,
Yeah.
and for me to get enough protein, I supplement with like vegan proteins, plant-based proteins. Pretty simple. And then I'll add chlorella spirulina to my protein shakes as well, because spirulina is one of the most complete proteins and bioavailable proteins. Also, the iodine content helps with like fatigue, because if you're deficient in iodine, you might get fatigued, right? So it helps like with my thyroid function and thyroid hormones to make sure that I'm never tired. Man, what else do I do? But I ate a shit ton of fruit, bro.
Mm.
A lot of fruit, a lot of like I eat a big ass green salad probably every day.
Okay.
And then my dressing, it's amazing, man. It's mango, oranges, kiwi, pears, whatever I'm feeling. I'll mix up these fruits. I'll put it in a blender, and that's what goes on top of my green salad.
Okay.
And I'll top it off with a bunch of seeds. And why seeds? Is seeds are high in omega-3 fatty acids. Why omega-3 fatty acids? Because those are anti-inflammatory. Omega-6 fatty acids that are found in nuts, even avocados, and a lot of vegetable oils cause inflammation, right? So I'm trying to be like an anti-inflammatory state. That's what I'm putting my body in. That way I can
Mhm.
recover quickly and my immune
Mhm.
system function is on point. So shoot, John, I apologize, man. I got a hard stop at 12 o'clock. I got this recorded. We'll do another session, bro, to continue this. And
Okay.
I want to link with you in a couple of weeks, though, to kind of see where you're at with everything. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
That
man,
sounds good.
definitely download my Fitness Pal. I'll send you a link to download my app and let's just see what your data is. That's the baseline. Okay.
All right.
All right, bro.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
appreciate you, man. Proud of the
Yeah.
hard work thus far. Like I said, let's take it to the next. Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. Talk to you soon, man. Take
Bye.
care.